Hey there dudes, I am Laddie and welcome to another video. So I know I haven't posted in about 13 days. I'm so sorry, I'm really been terrible with this sort of video type thing at the moment. I've been surprisingly busy in this lockdown, trying to keep myself sane by giving myself loads of different tasks and hobbies to do. And unfortunately I neglected YouTube, so I will be back on it. I have so much stuff planned, but it's stuff that takes a while, you know, to make. And so I thought I'd give you this quick little update video and into the issues that I've had with getting testosterone through this lockdown and through everything. I made a video called, I don't know if you guys saw it, go check it out. I will probably put it in the end card, link it down below. But I made a video called They Might Stop My Testosterone, and I've been, for the past few months, like really struggling. This whole issue behind me possibly having testosterone taken away from me for quite a few months until I can go down to London and get everything sorted. And I was kind of freaking out at the beginning for like the first month or so when this was happening. I just tried to not think about it or speak about it. Usually I like to speak about things. As you guys know, I'm a rambler. I just love to go on and chat about things and speak about things, but I think I started off being a bit in denial that it was happening. And so after all of that time and effort of me being on testosterone and having my transition, I was, definitely in denial about the fact that it could possibly be stopping and there could be some regression of my transition. And so I didn't really mention it. And when I made that video, it was quite a bit into the whole process. It was when I was pretty sure and when they basically told me that they would not be giving me any more testosterone. And so I want to give you guys an update. And although it's been a very hard time with that, I was dealing with a lot of denial, and then I went through a point where I was angry about it, and I went through a point where I was sad about it, and then finally I got to a point where I was like, this is going to happen. The acceptance point. And I was like, this is going to happen. And I was just kind of looking up videos online of what happens when in the first few months of detransitioning, because I didn't know when I was going to be able to get into London. But despite all that drama happening behind the scenes and me being a bit distracted from making videos, I've literally only found out yesterday that it's not completely obviously sorted, but I'm pretty sure everything is going to be fine. I have been chasing up a few different gender clinic hormone specialists, and for example, I originally went with Dr. Lorimer, as you guys know if you watched the original video, and he wasn't replying. I'm sure it's no fault of his own. I emailed him a few times. I don't know what happened there, but I was emailing about Dr. Seal because Dr. Seal isn't taking any more appointments on, and if I did go with Dr. Seal, it would be months waiting list, and I would have been off testosterone for months, and so I was really worried about that. And I mean, almost half a year I might have been off testosterone, so I was super worried about that. And then when it came to other ones, I didn't know which exact one to go to because I didn't want to be ripped off. I didn't want to go to someone that wasn't going to treat me very nicely. And so someone suggested for me to go with the London Transgender Clinic, and I got referred to Mary Burke, and she is godsend. Not religious, but if there was something that was godsend, that would be Mary. I got referred, and they were really quick with replying on their emails and everything like that. And so I obviously don't want everyone to just go flood there because it seems like an easy source and things like that, but I've already had my initial like therapist and sort of like more mental health based consultation with Dr. Lorimer where I got diagnosed with transgenderism. But this one was, I'm already 2 years on T, and she obviously knew that I wasn't regretting it because I've been doing this for 2 years and I'm content as ever. And through the emails, we chatted back and forth with some of the people on the reception team and everything like that. And finally, after I did pay £300 on top of me paying at the moment for my house that I'm living in at the moment, my student house, that was 2,000, then another 500, and then another 300 on top of that. So it's been a hectic while, and I just wanted to let you guys in on everything that's going on at the moment and why I've been really bad with posting on this channel. And finally I sent that payment through and was like, whatever, I just need to get this sorted. But once I'd made that, we got the appointment set up for me to first speak on a Zoom call because, you know, lockdown's happening, there's no point in me spending too much time down in London. So we decided to do a Zoom call. So I literally yesterday went on a Zoom call with Mary, and we had a chat about everything. Amazing woman, knows her stuff. We chatted about so much stuff, it was unbelievable. But one of the things that I brought up was that they just cut me off from testosterone. They just said, we're not giving you any more unless you get it sorted. And I said to my GP, it's the middle of lockdown, what am I meant to do? How can I can't easily get to London, like they weren't opening yet, like it was a whole thing, and I was really worrying. This month technically, when I took my testosterone, I postponed it. I took it much later, even though I was feeling ill and I was feeling low and everything because of my testosterone being low, and you know, everything sort of like my estrogen coming back and stuff. I was all everywhere. My brain and everything was all everywhere. So I decided to take my testosterone about a week later than I usually would, so that I had more time to sort it out on the other end. And I remember Mary saying that it is not a very nice thing to have to do, you know, to think, okay, this is going to be my last shot for possibly a while. And I was freaking out about that, and every time I tried to keep a positive mindset. We also discussed about my shots and about me being on every 4 weeks or monthly doing shots of Testosterone. And basically she told me, and I didn't know this, that that's actually a really crazy way to do it for that long. And she asked me how my mental health has been in the 2 years that I've been doing testosterone, and I kind of wanted to take this opportunity to speak about the issues behind, you know, the NHS lack of care and mental health and everything, with like especially trans people, and just general physical care and attentiveness of trans patients and things like that. Because apparently, I didn't even know this, but and I looked into everything. I knew it could cause, all of them could cause mental health, but I didn't know that there were different ones that were better. And so the one that I was put on for 2 years, she was like, how is your mental health doing with that? And I was like, oh, well, you know, I mean, don't they all cause mental health? You know, don't they all upset you a bit mental health wise? Because it's hormones. And she was like, well, it's sometimes one of the worst when you do monthly shots. And I just wanted to pass on this information because I didn't know it. And if you guys don't know it as well, then there's a possibility that you might be able to get it changed if you're suffering with mental health issues that have been made worse by having the monthly Testosterone shots. So apparently it's really bad for mental health having the monthly Testosterone shots if you already have mental health issues, and it can worsen or create some other ones. But that's only because mental health and hormones in your body are so well connected that they really rely on one another. So when you take Testosterone monthly, like I do, I inject it in my leg each month. What happens is usually the normal male range of, in numbers terms, of testosterone in the body is about maybe 20 to 30 for cis males. And when you take that first testosterone shot in the month, it goes up to something like 80, or it can be 60, you know, in that amazingly high range, like sometimes double or even, you know, triple, even more than that of the actual range of what it should be. And then by the end of the month it goes all the way down to something like 9 or 6, and so your hormones are all over the place, and that can just be really hard on your mental health. And even though I had so many issues, and I have not spoken about it on my channel, but and I don't want to properly go into it at the moment on my channel because, you know, job things in the future and stuff, but just dealing with that mental health hormonal thing has made me personally a much stronger person. So in a way, it's good that I went through that, because I think I could get through anything at this point. I have amazing coping mechanisms, and I might make a video about coping mechanisms if you guys want me to. If you guys would like that kind of advice, someone to speak about coping mechanisms when it comes to dealing with all these hormonal changes and just mental health in general. But I told her kind of how, okay, yeah, I was dealing with stuff. And she goes, she might put me on Nebido, which is a 3 months, basically, yeah, you take it every 3 months, you take it in your glute, in your buttock. So I'd have to go into my doctor to get it taken. And yeah, so you get your shot 4 times a year, and you don't have to do it yourself at home. That's really good. And my legs were starting to actually hurt from all the build-up of sort of scar tissue in my legs. They were really starting to hurt and stuff. So I'm glad that's going to be changed, hopefully, when all my bloods come back and it's all okay. Another one of the issues, before I tell you the conclusion of the call and the good news, I'll tell you the final sort of bad news, is that on all of my blood tests that my doctors have taken, they have not been taking anything to do with my transition. So by that, I mean they haven't been taking estrogen or testosterone levels or peak and trough testosterone levels or anything like that. LHT, a bunch of those different levels that you kind of need to know to see if my levels are normal. Haven't been taking any of them since the beginning of my transition, so we have no clue what's happening. I know I have an issue with like this thing called Gilbert's disease, elevated levels of stuff. It's not that big of a deal, don't worry guys, but and I know a lot of she told me that a lot of trans people do often deal with that, get some form of Gilbert's disease. Just seems to correlate with one another. But the doctors, even though originally a letter was sent to them by Dr. Lorimer saying that they need at least to check my levels of those kind of testosterone things every 6 months, at the beginning, none of that has been checked at all. My doctor told me that he sent them one saying that they don't need to check those levels, but I highly doubt that's the case, because I don't know why you wouldn't need to check those levels. It's kind of very important, but I'm not sure what's gone on. I mean, I'm clueless when it comes to whatever my GP is doing. And so when I went to check to send my blood test to Mary and to the team at LTC, the London Transgender Clinic, I realised there was no testosterone levels or anything like that. And I'd only just taken a blood test for it. So, I have to go get another blood test. I have to book that in. However, other than that bad news and other than the fact they were going to charge me for a blood test, but Mary said, don't let them charge you, otherwise they'll have me to hear from. Absolutely lovely woman. I told her that they would just cut me off from my testosterone and that it was kind of freaking me out because I was stressed and I'd have to go down to London and I was rushing and everything like this, and I'd paid for a ticket down to London, but now because my doctor didn't call me back in time, I couldn't go at the date that they wanted down to London, so it's like a whole thing. But Mary was like, that's absolutely horrible, that they should never just like cut you off from your testosterone like that. I can imagine how stressed you must have been feeling. And she's written and sent in the post to me, it's on the way, a 3-month prescription for Testosterone, and that's so nice of her. Until I can get my bloods to her, we'll check I'm all healthy, and she can put me on Nebido and, you know, have a consultation, communication with my GP here in Leicester. So yeah, it's really good news, and I wanted to let any of you guys who were worried I might be going off testosterone, and it would have been annoying because if Mary hadn't saved my ass, if I was to be going off testosterone, I would literally be, about the day of my 2-year maniversary, you know, the 2 years since I first took testosterone and started my transition, would be the day that I would have missed my shot. And then a few days later, 13th of June, would be my birthday, my 21st birthday, that I would also have missed my shot, and I would be stressing about going to doctors, getting blood tests, going down to London and everything like this in that 1 month when I'm trying to, you know, relax and enjoy and celebrate my manhood. If it was anyone but me saying that, it would sound so toxic, like toxic masculinity, but no, like I just want to spend that time to celebrate me being me, not worrying about where my next testosterone shot's going to come from. And that is why I'm so glad I've gone with LTC. And I just wanted to let you guys know, after a long ramble, like I always do, with shit lighting, because I decided not to turn my ring light on, and for once I'd keep my glasses on in a video. Anyway, if you have any videos you want me to make in particular, I know my next video is an interesting one. It's about Catholicism or Christianity or kind of religion in general, but mostly focused on those. And I bring out some of my stories from living in a Catholic convent school, so look forward to that. And doing a bunch of other fun videos, some makeup coming up, some science, some biology. Why not? I'm gonna get nerdy up in here because why the hell not? Thank you guys for watching this video. As I was just saying, in the comments down below, let me know what videos you'd like me to do. If you'd like me to do a video about coping mechanisms in this lockdown, if you'd like me to do a video, I don't know, about my everyday life. I don't do much. I'm trying to do more in my everyday life, but really at the moment, might not be that interesting. Let me know anyway. And thank you guys for watching and supporting me and all the loving messages I got on my last video, where you guys were like so supportive and loving and helpful with information about how I could get past this possibility of my testosterone stopping. So thank you guys for watching. I've said that 3 million times already. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.